Warning to all Fox Footy viewers. The following edition of Young Guns may include the use of words such as exciting, promising and dynamic. It also involves a tiger. Welcome to Young Guns for another week. I'm Amy Parks and this is my beautiful co-host, adorned in yellow this evening, Greg Lange. How are you, Greg?
Good, thanks, Amy. It's a tribute to our very special guest, David Rodan from the Richmond Football Club. David, any other touches I could make to pay a little bit more respect to you?
No, looking fine. Nice combination. We've got a yellow and black, so it's good.
Now, you're one of many young players that are really firing early in the season, which is why we're going to get into guns blazing early, because every club had a young guy playing well. The first is the Eagles' Chris Judd, a major investor in the bandage industry, has been one of the best players for the Eagles so far this season. Against Brisbane, he kept up his great form, busting the pack to kick this important goal for the Eagles, who smashed Brizzy in Perth. Has already been nominated for the Rising Star Award. And David, you've played against him before?
Yeah, I've actually been fortunate to play with him for a few years, so definitely becoming a good player with West Coast.
And also this young fella here who we had on the show a couple of weeks ago, James Bartell, number 3 from the Geelong Footy Club. You played with him in junior football also, David?
Yes, I played against him. Yes, played for Vic Country, and he's a very good player. He's definitely getting in the thick of things and doing really well. Getting
hard at it there, and we are proud to have him as a former young gun on the show.
And the next is Collingwood's Mark McGough, boggled-eyed possession getter for Collingwood. Someone obviously put a couple extra teaspoons of Moccona in his coffee mug, but it worked. He won the Anzac medal for best of field in this Anzac game against Essendon. A lot of people have really pumped him up during the week. Very happy to receive the award, but better yet, he receives some congratulations here, David, from two very important people. First of all, he gets the nod from Mickey Malthouse, and then he gets a handshake and shoulder tap from Eddie, which is worth, I'd say, at least a couple of extra zeros on the match payments, wouldn't you think?
Oh, you'd think so.
You'd want to hope so, And also very emotional, Bruce Ruxton there. Have a bit of a tear. On the Anzac Day.
A very emotional moment. Almost as the game we're about to look at was almost as emotional as the Anzac game. St Kilda versus the Sydney Swans at Colonial Stadium. People are saying that this is the worst half of football ever played in the history of AFL, a bit like a Bold and the Beautiful plot. Just went absolutely nowhere, but after half-time, a cracker of a game that had everyone on the edge of their seats. We're going to take a look at a couple of the highlights now. The first one here is, Amy, what I believe you're calling possibly goal of the year.
Goal of the year. Look, it's got my vote thus far from a youngster.
Stephen Mill did everything to try and get tackled there, but then finally kicked the beauty, points to the crowd, does his dash around the boundary line. Saints fans very happy. Just all part of the drama that was building.
Yeah, love that celebration there. Very happy young man in Stephen Milne. And next up we have Nick Riedwald. He's a favourite with us. That hair, that's got to be a winner. He gets my vote in the hair department. Absolutely stylised before he goes out there, but just playing well in defence and having a great game for the Saints. So the young guys for the Saints just having a blazing evening there.
And the thing here was that the pressure cooker was starting to pressure cook, Amy, if I could use those words, and he was instrumental. And Sydney actually wrestled the lead away from St Kilda. They were trying to kill the clock here. They did a bit of chippy, and finally it all went horribly wrong. Wolf gets the ball, open goal, but he just wanted to let the Swans off the hook, so he kicked it into the post. And look at the devastation on young Wolf's face as we just see a replay of what happened. He couldn't believe it, running into the open goal. He saw it all in front of him, winning the game, and then the oh no hands go up to the head. But that wasn't it, Amy. There was yet another turn.
Oh, there was another one, Nick Del Santo. Now, the end of the game, it comes out and there's a free kick here from this scrabble in the middle, and look at the faces of everyone as we look around the ground. Siren goes.
Scores are tied.
It's a very tense moment. And the young Nick Del Santo has the ball. He's about 60 metres from goal.
He's actually 65. I took the measure tape out during the week. 65 out. This is every AFL player's dream, to kick the goal after the siren to win the match. 65 metres out, torpedo punt. It's on its way. 40, 50, 55, no good.
No good.
That was
So I reckon it made about 64 metres, and then it came barrelling down from the sky.
And we just saw the end shot there. He had no hair under his armpits, and I figure once he grows a bit of that hair, he's going to get that extra 10 metres. A bit like Samson.
Oh, okay.
You know, you get the extra hair.
You've got the hair power, so it's all good.
Exactly.
Well, that has certainly been a big week for our young guns out there on the field. They've had a huge one.
Roller coaster ride of emotions at that game. And
roller coaster ride of emotions.
look, I guess, David, what did you think seeing that footage back? If you had had the ball in the same position, would you have done anything differently?
I think there's nothing else you could do. Just give it a go and see what you could do. But yeah, Nick Dalsane, I think he did well there. There's nothing much more he could do. So.
Now, of course, we like our guests to bring in collectibles, and I believe you've got a very unique collectible for us here tonight.
Yep. I've actually brought in a Fijian item. It's a tanoa. It's actually a traditional kava bowl. Kava's actual traditional drink that they have in Fiji.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
so it's
the drink goes in the bowl.
Yeah, it's actually mixed in the bowl and.
What's it from? What's it made?
What's it made out of? Kava.
Yeah.
Kava, it's a grog. It's an actual drink, like
An alcohol. It's booze.
Oh, so
Nice
that would be your shot glass in Fiji, would it?
Almost.
So if you ordered shots on the bar, you'd go.
Fijian shot glass, size large.
So how many of
that's
those?
actually a smaller version. Actually, there's the bigger version. This is just actually a.
So that's your half pint.
Yeah, that's
Okay, that's your half pint. Okay, that's great.
Nice one. And did you get that from Fiji, or is it something that you had?
Yeah, it's actually from Fiji.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah.
Because for those of everyone out there who doesn't know, your heritage is obviously Fijian.
Yep.
And did you move over here, or were you born here, or?
I was actually born in Fiji. And,
You were born in Fiji.
Yeah, came here at the age of 4, and just been living here ever since. So.
It's a rugby zone, Fiji. Very proud Sevens rugby nation. Did your dad or uncles and aunties want you to go into rugby union or rugby league?
Yeah, I think when I first came over here to Australia, my father wanted me to play rugby, but there was no rugby for such young kids. So, he heard Aussie rules was a popular sport, so he threw me in there, and it's been playing well and in it. And he just left me there, and I've been loving it ever since.
Excellent. And now your parents obviously spent a majority of their lifetime over in Fiji and then moved over here. Do you still live at home with your parents?
Yeah, I actually do. Don't think I'll be moving, out anytime soon. So
nice and comfortable there.
Yeah, mum keeps me good and warm. So
excellent.
Yeah.
Nice one. Now, do they have any traditions, Fijian traditions that are specific to their culture that they've sort of passed on to you that still happen in your household?
Yeah, we actually there's quite a few things actually. There's actually it's called lovo. It's actually food that's cooked underground.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's been going for Fiji from way back, and we've always done it, and it's only done on really special occasions. One of my uncles was ordained to be a priest.
Oh really?
So yeah, we did that, and it's just a big feed that all the family can get to.
And what do they do? Do they wrap it and then put it?
Yeah, it's actually done with they dig a hole and then they just put in it, wrap all the food up in foil and put it in, and then cover it with tarp, and then just put with hot rocks and everything else, and just put the dirt back on. So.
Now I class you as having a classic Fijian build, David. Those I'm nicknaming you Quadzilla because I've seen you play for the Tigers, and I just noticed your massive legs pumping, a lot of strength I can see there. Does that give you any advantage, sort of in the packs and so on? Because you look so powerful when you're running through the midfield and through the ground there.
To be honest, I wouldn't no clue. I know I get a few comments on my quads at training, and everyone calls me quads at a few guys call me quads at training, but. Other than that, yeah, it helps me a lot, I guess. So, get a few power, get some power, and yeah, we definitely do a lot of things there at the Thai. So.
Yeah, well, I'm adding Quadzilla to the nickname list there. Now, your first goal, legs very important in this one. Take us through that, what you're looking to do. And
I let out forward and I dropped the mark, but just kept pursuing with the goal and saw no one else in the goal square, so I just went for it, and just went, lucky went through.
Very smooth. Nice pointed toe. Very nice.
You were quite a few points down, about 68 against Essendon the year. You did a couple of arm pumps. Did you still think you were in the match, or was it just the exuberation of kicking a great goal?
Yeah, every goal I get, I get really excited, and I try, think it helps the team a bit too. So, yeah, just really enjoy kicking a goal. So.
Excellent. Now, you're playing at the Tigers. Now, there's a story, and I read a couple of times that you were overlooked in the 2000 national draft. Is that the truth, or is that what happened? Is that how it went?
I think they got a mix up there. I was actually too young to be drafted. I think the rule was you had to be 17 in 6 months. I was only 17 in 3 months, so I wasn't eligible for the draft that year. So I wasn't overlooked. Yeah.
So you spent a year sort of playing junior football?
Yep.
Yep, still playing. And how are you settling into the Tigers? How are you feeling now? You're playing in a league club, okay? Or is it all going according to plan?
Yeah, it's definitely better than expected. If you asked me any time before I got drafted if I'd play, first couple of rounds, I'd definitely say no. But things are going really well, and I just couldn't go any better, I guess.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And you didn't want to move away from Melbourne because you're very close to your family, enjoy the surrounds of the family. So draft time, you didn't want to move interstate to another club. Was that something you were really conscious and nervous about, or you didn't really mind?
Yeah, I think I want to speak with all the other guys. They thought that draft date's it's really hectic. It's a busy time for all the draftees, and everyone wants to be around their family in case you don't get drafted or anything. But yeah, it was definitely a time where I got a few friends and family over that kept me comfortable on the day, and it was just good to get the call up by Richmond, which I'm really grateful for.
Yeah, a Victorian club. Well, we're going to go to some music now, and we'll come back and have a bit more of a chat to David. This is Muse, and this song is called Feeling.
Great kick and finds Rodan, who steps around, finds himself on his non-preferred side, gathers pace and kicks a goal.
60 metres out. Rodan set a task. He'll be back first. Knights is there. Tries to knock it to Rodan. Deep in the pocket. What can he conjure here? He pulls it back. They kick fourth straight. Lovely.
Left foot. He puts it inside 50. Here's young Rodan. Rodan swings round onto the right boot. Sets it up beautifully. Look at that. That's good poise for a young man in his first game of football.
1 metre or so. Maybe he has a different case. Rodan takes advantage. And boy, that'll hurt the Hawks.
Number 18 for the Tigers, David Rodan, joins us here in Young Guns. A winner of the Morris Medal 2 times. What is the medal? How did you win it?
Morris Medal is pretty much the same as the Brownlow Medal, but in the under-18 competition, TAC Cup. It's I've won it the last 2 years, and it's just it's pretty much you go on a night and it's 3 votes for every game, and I was fortunate enough to win it.
So it's similar to the Brownlow, but just for the junior competition in Victoria, is it?
Yep.
It's basically
exactly
for all our nationwide viewers out there. Greg, you might not know what that is.
Yes. Now, you've came to Australia at the age of 4 from Fiji.
Yep.
Never been back. Why not?
Just been too busy, I guess. It's been school and footy, and I was planning to go end of last year, but obvious reasons, the draft and everything. So just haven't gone back there. But hoping to go back there, end of this year or maybe anytime soon. I really want to go back there and see some family and get back.
Now, speaking of family, you come from a family. You've got a few brothers and sisters, haven't you? How many brothers and sisters do you
I've got
have?
3 sisters and 1 brother.
Now that's a big family. Are they all close in age? Yeah.
Yeah, we're all relatively close. Yeah.
Yeah. And what was it like growing up with brothers and sisters? Do any of them get into into AFL football, or they have varied interests aside from yours?
Yeah. It's actually a really sporty family. I've had a lot of my uncles represent Fiji or New Zealand in rugby and all the allocated sports. My uncle went to the Olympics and ran the 100 metres and stuff, and just a really sporty family. So all our family just really gets into sport. And my sister's actually playing basketball for the Melbourne Tigers.
Oh wow!
Yeah, so she's still coming up there. She's only 15. So, yeah.
Where does your allegiance lie then when it comes to, say, rugby union? My family's from the West Indies, and when it comes to the cricket, they're on the West Indies side. I'm in the middle of it going for Australia. So when it comes to rugby, who are you going for, New Zealand, Fiji or the Wallabies?
Whenever Fiji plays, we always go for Fiji.
Right.
That's obvious, but I know New Zealand, Australia, I know it just varies. But most of the time I think we go for the Wallabies. So. Yeah.
Well, they're winning, so.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised you haven't gone back to Fiji, because I've been watching episodes of Temptation Island, and Fiji looks a treat, and the atmosphere. I mean, is it a hunger to go back, particularly when you're seeing, shows such as Temptation Island?
Yeah, definitely. Watch Temptation Island. Yeah, I don't even know where it is actually, so I'd like to actually get back there. Maybe go there. So.
Yeah. End of season trip or something like that.
Right.
It makes the end of season trip look very good.
It certainly does with all those singles. Now, Greg, earlier in the week, I got down and had a chat to another young gun who's been impressing all over the place and played a very impressive first game last weekend.
Yes, you did, Amy. It was Hawthorn's Luke Hodge, and your first question, in true Hoochie style, was about his underpants.
Okay, Luke, now you played your first game on the weekend in the AFL. Did you have any superstitions before running out there in the big league? Any superstitions, specific colour of underpants or anything like that?
Actually, underpants, there is one, just I like to wear just loose sort of cotton, sort of bike shorts kind of things that I have last couple of games. Sort of, yeah,
excellent. And then, okay, so they're the special ones that you have to wear?
Yeah.
Nice one. Nice one. Did you get much sleep the night before the game?
Yeah, I had about 8 hours. It was a pretty good sleep. A couple of my mates rang before I went to bed, so sort of there was no interruptions.
Tackles Hodge to Crawford, and from forward he says thank you very much.
What was it like running out in front of the big crowd, like an AFL game crowd for the first time? Was that a big thrill as well?
Yeah, it's a lot different, just because when we first ran out, the music was going and the banner was out there. It's just the hype was there. But yeah, it was the fellas just said, "Don't worry about that. Just try and concentrate on the footy."
And how important was the team morale? Did you have a lot of the guys in the team looking out for you on the day, or?
Oh no, they only just said stick up for yourself. If they try and push it around, a couple of older fella, Nick Collin done a few times, come stuck up for me, but they just said, yeah, try and get the footy. They didn't really say that much.
The lead still 41 points.
But this see here, Dakes, this is the wrestling which was going on while Rodan was having a shot at goal. It went on for a bit.
Now, sticking up for yourself, Brad Ottens, he had to be one of the biggest guys out on the paddock, and you had a bit of a go, maybe? Had a few words?
No, it was not like that. He was trying to get back in the middle of the corridor, so I just tried to keep him out there, and he got a bit aggravated with it and kind of gave a bit of a go. So, no, it was just a bit of fun.
Yeah. Do you usually laugh at people like that, or what's your tactic for sort of fending off?
Oh, there's no real tactic. You just, as it comes, you just see how you deal with it. If they're people that you know, they might be having a bit of stuff around, but yeah, got to wait and see what it is.
It'll drop short. Good shielding back there for the Tigers. I think it was Ray Hall. Handballed out Hodge. Holland says thank you. Thank you with a goal.
You were number one draft pick here at Hawthorn. How was the pressure to perform running out on the day on your first game, considering that factor?
Yeah, no, it was not that much pressure. There was 3 of us playing our first game, so it was just go out there, try and get a few touches and just get used to it.
Letting it go, giving Hodge another chance. He got the handball released again. Here's Thompson to try and get the ball.
You played in the twos for a few weeks before you got your first senior run, and you used to play with James Bartel from Geelong, and he was out there running around, and Chris Judd at the Eagles was running around. How did that feel for you? What sort of position were you in watching those guys out there?
No, I was actually pretty pleased for them, just seeing them out there. I was hoping they're doing such a good job. Hopefully I can come out and do the same. But yeah, they've been going unreal. I've just had a bit of fun watching them with a few mates, so it's been good.
Cool Hand Luke, as we're calling him here on Young Guns, and the first people to do it, Amy. So if any other commentator, TV or radio comes out with Cool Hand Luke, we're laying claim to using it first. David, another one of the rookies that you've played against and have had a lot to do with, Luke Hodge?
Yeah, actually played against him in the TC Cup. He played for Geelong Falcons. He's always been a standout in the comp, and there's no doubt that's the reason why he went number one. So he's definitely showing the world.
He's push and shove against Brad Ottens. Is that typical Cool Hand Luke to get involved in that sort of activity?
Actually, I haven't seen him push and shove, but he looks like he can take care of his own. So he's looking pretty good.
Now, David, you and I were talking a bit about hair just before, and now I have the really thick hair,
Yep.
and you have kind of thick hair as well. I suppose that comes from your heritage. Do you get really hot when you're running around on the game? Does your hair retain a lot of heat out there, do you find?
Yeah, I guess it gets pretty hot and sweaty, and you don't get to see it, I think, on TV, which is good. But I think a bit of steam comes up, so
it starts
just
raining, it starts cooking.
Afro puffs just go.
Do you gel up before a game, or do you just let your hair naturally take its place, or are you using a bit of Vass in the hair or anything?
Yeah, I think I got to use a bit of product. So
are you conscious of how you're looking when you're steaming down at the middle of the ground?
Oh, I guess I know. I've always before every game I got this, everyone has their routines.
Oh, what's yours?
Mine's I know if I if I think I look good, I feel good, and if I feel good, I play good. So
that's good. That is good. I think that's true of Greg too.
So if you have a bad hair day, that's it. No Brownlow votes.
Yeah, I just tell them I'm not playing. So that's it.
Sorry, I can't come in. Hair's not behaving. When Greg dresses like a banana, he always has a really good show, we've noticed. So he's having a good one tonight, aren't you, Greg?
No, thanks, Amy. That's great. It's good to hear. You've copped a pasting this week in the press by certain reporters. Do you read articles and take them on board, or is there a paper ban at Punt Road?
I think after the loss on the weekend that we knew that there was a few things that would come out in the paper and the media that we weren't going to like. So. After the game, we all knew that it was going to happen as it did, and I don't think we're fazed by it. These things happen all the times. Like when Hawthorn were under the pump. A few things happen to them, and hopefully we can come up with a win like they did. So yeah.
Excellent. Well, thank you for joining us, David. It's gone so quickly tonight,
and good luck against the Crows at Colonial Stadium, or Basketball Stadium, as Britain's calling it.
Yep, no, thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming on, David. Now, that's all we have time for, Greg. Thank you once again. It's been a great show.
Please, Amy, it's been a pleasure as usual.
We will see you next week on Young Guns. This is the White Stripes with Hotel Yorba.